Alright, so welcome to another cheap hammer battle report. Today is going to be the second classic, which is going to be the vampire counts against the high elves. So let's start with the lists. On my side, I got a unit, a big block of 60 skeletons. They probably have the Drakenhof banner, or probably the unit of, let me see if the Grave Guard is over there. I got zombies. I got creep horrors, 6 creep horrors, 1 corpse guard, the unit of 60 skeletons, another unit of zombies, a unit of zombies, and another unit of zombies. I think they were probably the ghouls were not in this. I didn't put the ghouls in this list. Let me see. No, so no ghouls in this list. I believe so. And oh yeah, the ghouls are the ones that are on the far right. Those are the ghouls, a unit of 22 ghouls. And then 3 units of 20 zombies. On the other side, that's, yeah, 3 units of 20 zombies, 1 unit, 1 big block of 60 skeletons, and 1 unit of creep horrors, and 1 corpse card. On the front of the unit, I got a necromancer, a vampire count. I think I had like 2 vampire counts, or maybe 3 vampire counts, all with heavy armor, great weapons. Probably maybe the ruby ring of ruin over there, maybe for a fireball, but not much to say about my side. On the side of my brother, there's a big unit of Dragon Princess of Calador, and he's using his Star Dragon. He has like that's a blaster volley gun, but I think it's proxying as something else. Probably just I think it is the he's going to get them eventually. The Eagle's Claw, those ball throws from the high elves, and a unit of I think it's the Sisters of Avalorn over there. So anyway, let's go into the next picture. On the next picture, we got a more a clear view of the formations. I don't know on the other side if those are going to be Illyrian rivers, but judging by the skirmish formation that they have, the open formation, yeah, they must be Illyrian rivers. So trying to take me on that side by surprise. It's going to be, and also I got a gyrocopter over there, which I recently sold. I gave it away to my brother. Well, I didn't sell it. I gave it away to my brother, my other brother, because he plays Empire, plays dwarves. So I think it's going to be of better use with him than with me. But it was cosplaying as my Borg Wolf, which was a terrible idea. It's just like it's not a very good unit, to be honest. In this edition, at least I don't feel like it's a very good unit. Anyway, so this is another picture of another overview of the battlefield. It's just going to be the regular. This is before we got the matchbook play, so this is just going to be another like just one army on one side, one army on the other one. 24 inches apart from each other, 12 inches from the board of the map, and just clashing in the middle. No centerpiece, so it's pretty straightforward. Anyway, so let's see the next picture. On the next picture, my unit advanced. So as you can see, so it's already just freaking problems happening with my front line. My corpse guard got demolished by the Sisters of Avalorn, because it's not a very safe unit. Here's the thing with the corpse guard. If you put it with the Balefire Blazer, what you get over there is that well, if you know that you're going against a unit, or not a unit, but against an army that is going to pack a lot of magic, you might as well use it. But it's very circumstantial, because the thing that it gives you is like it's -1 to the enemy wizard's casting. So it's not really a boost that helps you, and it's a very, very unreliable chariot. It doesn't move that much. It helps you a little bit with some wounds that you might recuperate during the invocation of Nehek. But to be honest, if you're really relying on that spell by itself, it's not very sustainable when it comes to vampire counts. It's not a very good spell. It doesn't raise up as many zombies, and it just serves sort of like. Here's the thing with the zombies in Invocation of with Rise the Dead. Sorry, Invocation of Nehek is the command. Rise the Dead is the spell. Now it's an enchantment, and you can choose if you're. I think it's just like if you throw your dice to see what spells do you have, and you get very crappy ones from the lore that you were choosing, and in which way I would advise you to go for the, I think it's the Arcane Familiar or the Lore Familiar, the one that you can choose the spells that you're gonna use. But perhaps you can change it for one of the spells from the Lore of the Undead. With honestly, a couple of times that I've been playing with my vampire accounts, I don't really see them working too much in the battlefield. For me, it's dark magic, it's where it's at, but and a little bit of illusion, but whatever army composition or whatever list that you want to play, that's what I've been rocking, and it has been working for me. Not in this battlefield, but on the next ones, I've learned my lesson, and I'm going to give you a little bit of insight on what do I mean with that. But here's the thing: is like the corpse guard. It's not a very good chariot. The hits that you're gonna get and the hits that it's going to be done by its crew, it's not gonna be very sustainable. You got a level one necromancer that just choose necromancy. So if you go just for the signature spell, it's an assailment spell. So you're not gonna get in. Oh my, that's just not good at all, man. And the other one, I think it was like the I don't know, something about tribulation or something like that. You can choose between the balefire and the other one, and it just gives you one extra wound when you use resurrection. So yeah, I mean, like save the points. It's not really worth it. Um, then yeah, so well, anyway, back to the game. Some wounds being sustained by the crypt horror, some wounds being sustained by the zombies, and the corpse guard is off. So yeah, off to not a good start. And let's see the next picture. Advance the whole army to the front. The ghouls are getting closer. The Bargles clash with the demon princess, with the dragon princess of Calador. So most probably it's just gonna get wiped out because of instability. And the other side, I got the crypt horrors over there marching, and the skeletons. So probably I got maybe Van Hel's Dance Macabre or something to just move them forward, maybe with the reserve move. But yeah, we're getting closer. Let's see the next picture to see what happens. Let's see this one. Okay, so the next picture, yeah, the Bargle, as I said, didn't cause much damage, and it just got broken by its stability because it has a lot of very powerful hits. It has frenzy, so it has a lot of attacks, lots of strength and anything. So you can take some of them down. But the problem is like with the battle standard, extra ranks, everything, like due to stability, it's a great unit to maybe charge him on the flank and they over destroy some unit. Like for example, you can use his because he doesn't have fly, which is a weird thing. It's just like it's a ground unit with wings. So the fly thing is not really there, but it has a great movement. So I would suggest maybe keep it on the back because since it's not a large target, maybe you can put them behind the block of enemies that you have, and then pop them out and just smash them on the side or something like that. Maybe it could work on that sense. But also it has frenzy, so it has to charge whatever they put them in the front. So it's not really frenzy for a guy like that already has a couple of attacks. It's just going to be one more attack, and then you lose control of that unit. And since it cannot fly, it cannot like really get to the enemies that fast. So I would just keep him, just save him. It's not really worth it in this edition to use it. Anyway, so the Bargov got destroyed. So let's see the next picture. The Dragon Princess of Calador charge against the ghouls. A couple of shots here and there. Probably the Illyrian Reavers are going to clash against the zombies, so they're going to wipe them out. The crypt horrors have been they're about to be completely annihilated by the Sisters of Babylon, and probably the Eagle's Claw that stands over there. And on the units of I think actually it is a Hellblaster polygon, and here's the thing, because we didn't knew the rules in these days about what units could you put or not. So within the old builder, we were putting units from the Empire with the High Elves and units of the High Elves with the Empire, and that's not the way that it works. You're supposed to make a micro army that it's commanded by that has to have its commander and its core and everything, and then you can perhaps make input one weapon or something like that, but it cannot be because it is so many weapons of the empire can just be inserted into the army in a certain amount, which is like in 1,000 points, maybe you can put one. So this is just reserved for like high point games, like 5,000 points or something like that, where you can actually make a small empire army that can help you with its weapons against the enemy. This is like super high points. These are battles that you're mostly not gonna see. And when it comes to our range, we go more for 2,500 points or 3,000 points. Just that's it, and you already have the table pretty packed at that point. Anyway, so the Crypt Horror is getting demolished, the zombies getting demolished. Um, and getting shot by the Hell Blaster and by the Sisters of Babylon. The dragon is holding over there because my brother told me that he's scared about the vampire counts, because they have enough strength if all of them just charge into the dragon, they can't really kill it. So he was afraid of all those hits from the heavy weapons and all those attacks could probably kill the dragon. So he's not gonna charge my main unit. Anyway, let's check the next picture. So in the next picture, uh, well, the Dragon Princess didn't advance. I got the Crypt Horrors to attack the Illyrian rivers over there. Don't know if they're gonna make a lot of damage. Um, the sisters are a little bit on the back, so they can avoid getting charged. I think that was the thing. Dragon Princess remained in the same thing. Not much happening over here, just other than the charge. Next picture. Dragon Princess charge into the unit of zombies over there. They're gonna get wiped out. My main unit, or my big Death Star, is getting shot either by the Hell Blaster, I think, by some flaming attacks from the dragon probably, and by some shots from the Sisters of Avalor. So it's not looking good. Let's see. And in the next picture, yeah, of course, the Dragon Princess of Calador overrun that unit, overrun the next one. My Crypt Horrors are not holding up pretty good in the battle. The dragon is positioning itself in my back. Yeah, it's not looking good for the vampire counts. And then, yeah, I think this is going to be the last picture. Let me see. Same thing. Everything is just positioning to charge and to keep just making wounds to my big unit of skeletons. It's just gonna leave my vampire counts alone in the battlefield, and that's not a good thing. They can just easily get sniped by the Sisters of Babylon. They move to the front, they charge into the unit, into the Hell Blaster, of course destroying it, but now at this point I only got like 20 skeletons and my vampires and my vampire count are still in that unit. Crypt Horrors are not making much. Um, there's a small unit over there, probably what was left over of some zombies, but I don't think they're gonna make much of a difference. And I think this is it because this is like the last picture. So probably I consider the battle, or maybe we got into turn number 6. Now, what's the deal over here? Now, here's the thing. I've been playing a little bit with Vampire Counts. Of course, at the moment that I'm making this battle report, I have already played with my Vampire Counts and learned a lot of strategies. But what was the mistakes over here? Well, there's a lot of units that really don't work. Ghouls are an excellent unit. I think they're a little bit broken because they got skirmish formation, strength, toughness 4, 2 attacks, poison attacks. They got so many buffs, so it's kind of dumb to not put them. I'll put actually like maybe 2 or 3 units of them. Make 3 units of 40 ghouls and just send them to the front. They make a lot of attacks. And if you combine them, if you put a level 4 necromancer, you can get to cast that there's the spell over there in the dark magic, which gives them frenzy and hatred. They can repeat the attacks, and then they get an extra attack. It's just insane the amount of attacks that they get. So that's pretty good. And now with these new facts that they came out with this new errata, in which you can switch the weapons from your infantry and get those support attacks if in the case that you get charged. Now your infantry, your skeletons are in a much better position now because you get parry with the shield, and then you can change your shield for a hand weapon and change your hand weapon for for the thrusting spear, so you can get a little bit more of hits. So that makes your infantry more useful at this point. So it's pretty good. It's just like it brought the skeletons back into the combat. The zombies, here's the thing with zombies, it's like you can raise them with raised dead, but just use them as support units. Like for example, you make your big block and you put 20 and 20 zombies on each side, so they can hit, so they can maybe take some flanks or also hold on some enemies that come on your flanks, because that could really cause a lot of damage and they could cause a lot of trouble, but they can literally just slow down the enemy so you can re-strategize, or when they get annihilated and they overrun, you can just cast some spells at them and then just bring them down. But zombies, let's say they're still sellable. It's a pretty good chaff unit that you can throw around. And of course, you got the raise dead, so you can just um, create some zombies out of nowhere and just help yourself. You know, with that, they're pretty good to receive a charge and just slow down the enemy. So that's the purpose of zombies. And in the other sense, like for example, the grave guard. Um, the grave guard, I don't know. I'm a little bit like unsure about the grave guard at this point because mm, the good thing about it is the great weapons and the cleaving blow. So if you're gonna go against units that have a lot of armor, you might as well use it. You know, because if you get sixes, you still get the strength 4 and toughness 4, so they're pretty bulky in terms of resistance and strength. You're gonna be hitting on strength 6 with -2 the AP. And of course, you know, you get like 6 if you get cleaving blow, which you just wipe off his armor, and now he has to just save with, with his ward save. But the problem is the initiative of you're gonna strike last, you're gonna receive a lot of damage, and maybe they can hold up. So yeah, I'm not saying that they're bad. Maybe put the Drakehoff banner with them so they can have regeneration 5 plus, but don't have 2 death stars. That seems to not be working very well. But that's about it. But, regarding other units, Crave Horrors, not very good. You know, just mix them around maybe with your units of ghouls, so you can have ghouls and creep big ghouls. You know, and they just count as 4 ghouls, 4 extra ghouls. But I wouldn't really like place them in the battlefield. Like Crave Horrors bring nothing to the battlefield. Ghouls, excellent unit. Skeletons, pretty good. Zombies, good for holding up attacks. The Mortis engine, I mean, if you put the Mortis engine, but I will explain that once I get to the battle reports where I put the Mortis engine. But for now, yeah, I mean, like the Bargoth, not good. Corpse Guard, not really good. Creep horrors, not really pulling their weight. Vampire counts are amazing, but I will get to the strategies about vampire counts in the next battle report that I'm playing with my vampire counts, and I found some interesting strategies that you can fight with them. But anyway, that was it for this battle report. Hope you like it, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.